Hello, good morning students. How are you? I think you are quite well. Today we will discuss a new topic, energy stored in a capacitor. Our new topic is energy stored in a capacitor. A capacitor is a device. A capacitor is a device which is used to store energy. A capacitor is a device which is used to store energy. The process of charging a capacitor involves transfer of charge from one plate to another plate. The process of charging a capacitor involves transferring of charge from one plate to another plate. So work has to be done. And this work is stored as electric potential energy. It exists in the form of electric field. This energy exists in the form of electric field between the plates of two capacitors. Thus, we can again repeat it. A capacitor is a device which is used to store energy. The process of charging a capacitor involves transferring of charge from one plate to another plate. So work has to be done. This work done is stored. So work has to be done, and this is stored as a electric potential energy, and it exists in the form of electric field between the plates of the capacitor. Consider a capacitor of capacitance C. Consider a capacitor of capacitance C. Initially, two plates are uncharged. Suppose initially the two plates are uncharged. Suppose a positive charge is transferred from plate second to plate first. So small amount of work is done because plate first is at higher potential. Because plate first is at higher potential. We again tell you, initially it's consider a capacitor of capacitance C, and initially its two plates are uncharged, and suppose a positive charge is transferred from plate second to plate first. Bit by bit, in this way external work has to be done. Because plate first is at higher potential than plate second. Suppose at any instant plate 1 and plate 2 have charge plus Q and minus Q. Therefore, potential difference between two plates will be potential difference between two plates will be V is equal to Q upon C. So potential difference between two plates will be V is equal to Q upon C, where V is the potential difference, Q is the charge, and C capacitance of the capacitor. Now small amount of work is done in giving charge dq from plate second to plate first. Small amount of work is done. Work is done in giving the charge dq from plate second to plate first. Now we know small amount of our dW is equal to V dQ. V dQ. Now V is equal to Q upon C. Therefore dW is equal to Q upon C dQ. dW is equal to Q upon C dQ. Now work in charging the capacitor to a charge Q. Work in charging the capacitor to a charge Q. Work in charging the capacitor to a charge Q. Then we will integrate equation first. dW, integration of dW is W, and this is 0 to Q. Lower limit is 0, upper limit Q upon C dQ. Now W is equal to 0 to Q, and we will take out 1 upon C, and it become Q dQ. Q, this is small q, this is small q. Q dQ, integration of Q dQ is equal to W is equal to 1 upon C Q square upon 2, 0 to Q. W is equal to 1 upon C upper limit minus lower limit, Q square upon 2 minus 0 square upon 2. You can write it W is equal to Q square upon 2C. This work done is stored in the form of potential energy. This work done is stored as electric potential energy. This is represented by U. Therefore, U is equal to Q square upon 2C. We know since Q is equal to CV, therefore U is equal to, this is suppose equation second, then we will put here Q is equal to CV, then it becomes C square V square upon 2C, cancel C, then U is equal to half CV square. This is the formula for the energy stored in capacitors. There are two formulas, U is equal to Q square upon 2C, U is equal to Q square upon 2C, and U is equal to half CV square. Now, energy stored in the series combination of the capacitors. Energy stored in the series combination of capacitor. Energy stored in the series combination of capacitors. Energy stored in capacitor. Energy stored in the series combination of capacitors. We have seen that U square is equal to Q square upon 2C. We can write it Q square upon 2 into 1 upon C. And in series combination 1 upon C is equal to Q square upon 2. In series combination 1 upon C is equal to 1 upon C1 plus 1 upon C2 plus 1 upon C3. Therefore, it become U is equal to Q square upon 2C1, Q square upon 2C1 plus Q square upon 2C2 plus Q square upon 2C3. Therefore, it can be written as U is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3. U is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3. Now, we will discuss energy stored in the parallel combination of capacitors. Energy stored in the parallel combination of capacitors. Energy stored in the parallel combination of capacitors. This is very important topic for examination point of view. Now, for parallel combination, potential difference is constant. For parallel combination, V is equal to constant, and we know U is equal to half CV square. Since V is constant, therefore we can write half V square, and in parallel combination C is equal to C1 plus C2 plus C3, C1 plus C2 plus C3. That is U is equal to half C1 V square plus half C2 V square plus half C3 V square. This can be written as U is equal to U1 plus U2 plus U3. Thus, we see what we see. Total energy in the is additive. Total energy is additive in both series and parallel combination of the capacitor. Thus, total energy is additive in both series and parallel combination of capacitors. Now, we will tell you some short question. We will discuss some short question. Can you tell me what is source charge? What is source charge? Source charge. Can you tell me what is source charge? The point charge producing the electric field. The point charge producing electric field is known as source charge. What is source charge? The point charge producing the electric field is known as source charge. Now, can you tell me what is induced charge? What is induced charge? What is induced charge? The charge appearing on uncharged body by the process of induction is known as induced charge. The charge appearing on uncharged body by the process of induction is known as induced charge. Now we will tell you what is dielectric. What is dielectric? Dielectric. Our next topic is what is dielectric. A dielectric is essentially an insulator. Do you know what is insulator? A substance which do not allow electric charge flow through it. Now, what is dielectric? A dielectric is essentially an insulator which allows electric induction to take place. A dielectric is essentially an insulator which allows electric induction to take place but does not allow electric charge flow through it. Now again tell you what is dielectric. A dielectric is essentially an insulator which allow electric induction to take place but does not allow electric charge flow through it. We can tell you another definition of the dielectric. Non-conducting material. Non-conducting material in which charges appear on its surface when an external electric field is applied. Non-conducting material in which charges appear on its surface when an external electric field is applied. What is the example of dielectric? Mica, glass wax. This is mica, glass, wax. Now we will discuss what is polar and non-polar dielectric. What is polar and non-polar dielectrics? Polar dielectrics What is polar dielectric? A dielectric may consist of either polar or non-polar. A dielectric may consist of either polar or non-polar molecules. Now, polar molecules are those molecules. Polar molecules are those molecules in which center of mass of the positive charge. In which center mass of the positive charge, that is protons, does not coincide. Center of mass of the positive charge, that is proton, does not coincide with the center of mass of the negative charge. A dielectric may be either polar or non-polar molecules. What is polar molecules? Polar molecules are those molecules in which center of mass of the positive charge does not coincide. Positive charge means proton. Center of mass of the positive charge does not coincide with the center of mass of the negative charge. This is called polar. The dielectric made by polar molecules is called polar dielectrics. Polar molecules have unsymmetrical in shape and they have polar molecule have unsymmetrical in shape and they have permanent dipole moment of the order of 10 power minus 30 coulomb meter. Permanent dipole moment. Polar molecule have permanent dipole moment of the order of 10 power minus 30 coulomb meter. What examples of polar dielectric? HCl, hydrochloric acid, ammonia, NH3, carbon monoxide, methyl alcohol. What is the examples of polar dielectric? HCl, hydrochloric acid, ammonia and methyl alcohol. These are the examples of polar dielectric: hydrochloric acid, ammonia, methyl alcohol and carbon monoxide. Now we will discuss non-polar dielectrics. Non-polar dielectrics. Non-polar dielectrics. A molecule in which center of mass of the positive charge coincides with the center of mass of the negative charge. A molecule in which center of mass of the positive charge coincide with the center of mass of negative charge is called non-polar dielectric. The dielectric made by non-polar molecules, are called non-polar dielectric. It has symmetrical in shape and they have normally zero dipole moment. Example: hydrogen, oxygen, nitrogen, carbon dioxide and methane. Example: hydrogen, oxygen, carbon dioxide and you can say methane. These are the examples of non-polar dielectrics. Now we will solve a numerical question. The first numerical which we will solve: 3 capacitors of equal capacitance. 3 capacitors of equal capacitance. Let C1, C2, C3 are 3 capacitors of equal capacitance is equal to C. 3 capacitors of equal capacitance when connected in series. Have net capacitance C1. And when connected in parallel have net capacitance C2. What is the value of C1 upon C2? 3 capacitors when connected in series, then 1 upon C1 is equal to 1 upon C when connected in series. When connected in series, then 1 upon C plus 1 upon C plus 1 upon C, 1 upon C1 is equal to 3 upon C. This implies C1 is equal to C upon 3. Now when connected in parallel, then C2 is equal to C plus C plus C. That is C2 is equal to 3C. Now we have to find ratio of C1 to C2. Then divide second by first. That is C1 upon C2 is equal to C upon 3 upon 3C. That is C upon 3 into 3C. Cancel C, that is 1 upon 9. Thus ratio of C1 to C2 is 1 upon 9. Now our next question. The next question is: The next question is, in a parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates, in a parallel plate capacitor with air between the plates, each plate has an area 6 into 10 power minus 3 meter square, and distance between the plate is 3 millimeter, and distance 3 millimeter, which can be written as 3 into 10 power minus 3 meter. Calculate the capacitance of the capacitor. If capacitor is connected to a 100 volt supply, what is charge on each plate of the capacitor? First we will calculate capacitance of the capacitor, that is C0 is equal to epsilon 0 A upon D. Epsilon 0, value of epsilon 0 8.85 into 10 power minus 12, area 6 into 10 power minus 3 upon D 3 into 10 power minus 3. We will cancel 3 2 ja, and it become 1.8 into 10 power minus 11 farad. Now we know Q is equal to C0 V. Value of C0 is 1.8 into 10 power minus 11, and potential difference 100 volt. 100 volt. Then it become 1.8 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb. Now we will discuss next question. Here we have told you area between the plate is 6 into 10 power minus 3 meter square, and distance 3 millimeter. We will change into meter. Then 1 millimeter is equal to 1 upon 1000 meter, that is 3 into 10 power minus 3 meter. And capacitance is equal to epsilon 0 A upon D. Value of epsilon 0 8.85 into 10 power minus 12, and A 6 into 10 power minus 3, and D 3 into 10 power minus 3. When we solve this, we get 1.8 into 10 power minus 11 farad. Now charge Q is equal to C0 V, and given that potential difference V 100 volt, then we will put the value, then we get charge 1.8 into 10 power minus 9 coulomb. Unit of charge is coulomb. Now we will discuss next question. Our next question is, what is test charge? What is test charge? Can you tell me what is test charge? The infinitesimally small charge experiencing electrostatic force. The infinitesimally small charge experiencing an electrostatic force in the electric field of a source charge is known as test charge. The infinitesimally small charge experiencing an electrostatic force in the electric field of a source charge is known as test charge. Thank you.